So the Rain of Gold Orchid was an orchid that we were looking for specifically. In some countries, it's called dancing ladies. It looks like a dancing lady. And Taylor and I were like searching for this orchid in south central Costa Rica. And I remember actually before we found the flower, we had this like really interesting experience. And I share this because maybe it can help instruct the sensation of the place that we collected the flower in. And so what it is it was a waterfall, right? So we found this waterfall. We were staying with a friend who owns this brand new resort, let's say, and we stayed in this crazy lotus tent. And then we went to see this waterfall. And the first time we went, I think we were with a group of girls, right? And everybody just like stripped naked and went in and swam in the water. And the water was like the most beautiful aqua color. It was like this color. It was crazy. And then we went back for some reason. Oh, we went back because we were looking for that particular orchid. We were looking for Rain of Gold at this place. And I don't remember what inspired this, but suddenly we were like stripped naked and we went skinny dipping and we were taking photographs, and it was like this totally surreal moment. I never experienced anything like this before in my life, where it's almost like you become one with the jungle. It's like nothing about your experience seems like strange. No, that's really strange for me. I don't very often just like rip off my clothes and go running around in the jungle. Never, actually. That's not a common experience for me. But here we were swimming and searching for the flower, naked. I mean, strange. Taking photos. And there was just such a sense of like, not only oneness, but with the place, but also safety. You know, we didn't have any concerns of like, what if people come or, you know, whatever. It just felt so natural and so safe and so welcoming. So this is like the energy of the place that we were in. And the weirdest thing, we looked and looked and looked and looked and looked all over in the vegetation, and we didn't find this orchid. And so we ended up leaving the place, and we were driving down the road, and you'll see in the video that we posted in the blog post, you know, this cute short video that we shot of Marta, the woman that we met. But it was so weird because I don't think we told the story in the video that we'd been searching for this flower all over the jungle side, like butt naked, right? And then we couldn't find it. And so we felt like, okay, well, we've got to go get on our plane and drive back to San Jose. And we didn't make it. We didn't find it. We couldn't find it. Fail. So we're driving down this rocky road, and we just see one like jutting out of the side of the wall near the road. We were like, no way, that's so strange. So we parked the car and we're like looking at it, and it's like way up, you know, we couldn't reach it. And so we're just kind of like scratching our heads looking at this flower. And that's when Marta appeared from the other side, and she was watching us admire this flower. And she just sort of said, hey, so do you like that flower? And we were just sort of like, what's going on? You know, what? Why is she asking us? Anyway, long story short, she and her husband invited us in, and it turned out that this was one of Marta's favorite orchids ever, and that she had acquired one from somewhere as a gift, and then she just like grew tons of them in her backyard. She had so many of this particular orchid variety in her backyard. The weirdest thing, I share this story because I think sometimes, you know, we doubt the so-called magic or synchronicity in life. And sometimes when you put the call out there, it comes from a totally different direction. And so, you know, we may have spent the entire day combing the jungle side for this particular orchid, and then suddenly it appeared through this beautiful 80-some-year-old woman who was growing tons of them in her backyard, and she held that flower in really high regard. It meant a lot to her. So one of the most bizarre ways that we've come to collect a flower, typically that's not how we collect necessarily, although we have collected from some really special people's gardens before. But like how cool that she saw us and she like felt this kind of longing inside of us to have more of an interaction with that particular botanical. Long story short, here we are with Rain of Orchid from South Central Costa Rica. Bless her heart. Thank you, Marta, for letting us collect from your orchid that you tended to so lovingly. And Rain of Gold is for that feeling of open-heartedness, generosity of spirit, for breaking down barriers, for dissolving any sense of like mistrust, you know, and in the climate like today, when we're longing for facial expressions and warmth and love and affection and smiles and human connection, Rain of Gold amplifies our capacity to break down the barriers in our hearts and to soften and to notice, when do we hold back, when do we guard, when do we protect ourselves, and when do we feel like we can soften and open our hearts, whether it's to strangers or people that we love or people that we have difficult relationships with. This month we are pairing the Catalyst Elixir. And just as a reminder, orchids tend to be kind of strong flower elixirs, although I feel like Rain of Gold is kind of a gentler orchid. But we paired the Catalyst with a anointing oil, open heart. It's the perfect combination. If you hear children's voices, that's the micro school that's in our building. So you can use open heart as a support as the Rain of Gold works its magic in your system. And if this is your first time experiencing open heart, for me, it's like cherry liqueur. Taylor always says it smells like bananas, but you can decide what it smells like for you. It's a really rare, a more rare rose and tonka bean and some really expensive oils. It's really divine. So totally enjoy that and use that as a support to help you in your continuing process of noting to yourself. If I were gonna say a particular awareness anchor for this month is to notice, when do you harden to external phenomena or to yourself or to a response inside of yourself? And when are you able to open and soften despite whatever is arising in your entorno, in your environment, or inside of you? Or you can notice, if this language resonates more with you, you know, harden, soften, open, harden, close down, soften, open, or hold back or extend. So just noticing, right? And remember, like, you don't have to fix, solve. There's nothing that you have to do. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing you have to figure out. It's really just an awareness practice. And in the noticing, in the simply being aware of what's happening, things will already start to shift and change, and your own inner wisdom will start to sort things for you. So just noticing, when do you close down and protect yourself? And when do you feel like you can stay open no matter what is arising in your environment? Enjoy this month. And may you experience the freedom of running around naked in the jungle, no matter where you are, fully clothed. Or maybe not. It's up to you.